2018 is officially here, and if there's any way to predict what weather is to come, it's to take a look at last year. 22 News Storm Team meteorologist Nick Bannon looked back at the big weather stories of 2017 here in western Massachusetts.
2017 started with parts of western Massachusetts in extreme drought after a very dry year before. We had less snow than usual in January and even a record high in the mid-50s on January 12th. February was probably the wildest weather month of the year. We had a very snowy start to the month, then record heat in the second half of February. On February 25th, after hitting the 70s during the day, an EF1 tornado with winds of 110 miles per hour damaged homes in Goshen and Conway that evening. Luckily, no one was hurt. In March, we had the biggest snowstorm ever recorded at Westover in Chicopee on March 14th, when 21.7 inches of snow fell in one day, more than the blizzard of '78. April, we bounced back with some warmth, hitting the 80s 5 times and breaking 2 high-temperature records. By May of 2017, we were finally drought-free for the first time in almost a year. We had an early heat wave in May and broke high-temperature records twice. The spring heat continued with another heat wave in June and one record high temperature. Several rounds of storms brought widespread hail to the area. July and August weren't that hot. We had no heat waves and we only hit the 90s 3 times. September, on the other hand, was dry and hot. High temperatures broke records 3 times and we hit 90 degrees twice. After the first week of September, a prolonged dry stretch would bring the drought back by October. October started dry, but widespread downpours soaked the area in the last week of the month, ending the drought with over 8 inches of rain for the month. October was also so warm that it delayed the fall foliage. November brought a return of dry and mild air, which continued to impact the leaves on the trees. We had no snow in the lower Pioneer Valley in November, but that all changed in December. Our first snowstorm of the snow season came December 5th, followed by a Christmas Day snowstorm. Following that was brutal record cold and wind to end the year. In Chicopee, Storm Team meteorologist Nick Bannon, 22 News.